Welcome to SSAP Chat. I'm Ani Zadorian with JLK Rosenberger. My guest today is our very own Nikolas Tan. Nick is a senior associate with our firm and very much involved in producing content for SSAP Chat. His latest article is about the recovery in the funding levels for InsurTechs after we saw them drop in the first half of 2020. Welcome, Nick.
Thanks for having me.
Share with us what you've learned in terms of how the events of COVID-19 have impacted the InsurTech industry and the market adopting to the new remote economy.
I think the main impact at first was that if you look back at 2019, the InsurTech industry saw record levels of funding received from outside sources. And that kind of all changed with Q1 and bleeding into Q2 of COVID-19. However, now that investors are a little bit more comfortable with kind of the new, they're starting to become more willing to deploy funds, especially realizing that InsurTech is all about convenience. It's all about remote access. It's all about information and the share of it. And there's a greater need for that than ever. And investors are realizing that and seeing a lot of opportunities. And even I know some of our clients are also trying to look at different mediums to capitalize on the new market situations as a result of COVID-19. So there's a lot of opportunity out here, and more investors are starting to realize that, which is why we're seeing funding levels going up. However, these funding levels tend to be focused more around the Chinese and European markets. It was kind of a delayed reaction in the fact that the funding drop originally hit the United States later because while COVID-19 was considered an impact in the UK and in Asia, maybe around January, it didn't really hit the States until March. So that's why we're kind of seeing that delay in funding, both in terms of when it went down and how it's recovering in the United States compared to the rest of the world.
Very good. In your article, you also discuss insurance companies investing in InsurTechs. What are some of the things you've learned from your research that you think insurance companies should consider before committing to such a venture?
So I guess I would kind of describe the benefits to insurance companies in two categories. So the first category you have is a cost-saving measure. So this can come from either better claims management mitigation. In the article, I referenced Flow Technology, which is a water monitoring device. And the thought behind this is that although it costs more money to deploy this sort of technology, it also means that you can greatly mitigate moderate water damage because the technology itself is meant to monitor water, and if there's abnormal usages from a leak or something like that, then it should be able to detect that thing. So that's one sort of technology. It's either around better claims management and mitigation or better data collection for better underwriting. But I do see another purpose that is more difficult to quantify, and that is, I guess, like the marketing or like the customer appeal, using InsurTech as a marketing tool to make your product more accessible to the population. But of course, this also has downsides in the fact that more access could potentially mean it creates an additional underwriting risk. But that's something that insurance companies should take into consideration. At the end of the day, InsurTech should be focused around around your bottom line. And yet the companies have to ask, is it worth it or not? Or how do you make it worth it?
That's right. And based on what you've learned, what do you think is the outlook for InsurTechs as the insurance industry continues to digitalize?
So right now, I think we've seen a lot of some of the issues with the InsurTech company come with bridging the gap between the people behind the technology and the people that have a better understanding of, I guess, like the regulatory environments and other factors in insurance. And once that bridge is made, which I believe is going to happen a lot through mergers and acquisitions, because I think a lot of these InsurTech companies have really good ideas, and these products are going to be extremely useful both for insurance companies and for consumers. But that's how I kind of see the InsurTech in general going, is that you have all these products and you're going to have a lot of insurance companies, as the industry continues to consolidate, want to acquire these products in-house and leverage that. So that's how I kind of see it going. And like any other, I guess, like up and coming industry, there's a lot of players in there right now. And unfortunately, there's only going to be so many survivors, but those survivors are going to be the ones that end up pushing the industry forward at the end of the day.
Right. This was a great chat, Nick. Thank you for sharing your insights and great job on the article. To read Nick's article, visit ssapchat.com. And thank you to our followers for tuning in. As always, we appreciate your subscription to ssapchat.com, which is your one-stop hub for statutory accounting and compliance and industry updates.